drills and light work, you know, stay out of the flow state where you just start doing everything that you want to do. And that's what drilling is. You stay and you focus on the thing that you're really trying to accomplish that day. You don't veer off with, lose focus. You have to avoid that flow state sometimes. It's a pinnacle of fighting, but you have to, in order to drill and practice, you have to avoid it and think. Keep practicing the. All right, cool, man. That's great. Oh, did I send you that thing? I think I sent it to you. My phone. So practicing the pull, right hand. The whole idea is that you throw a punch, then they're going to want to throw a punch back. So you just pull real fast and hit them whenever they throw a power punch. You can pull two different ways. I know there's the McGregor pull and the Floyd Mayweather pull, the classic boxing pull, but you can also kind of slip. It puts you in the line of fire of the right hand that you're trying to avoid, but it's kind of like Floyd Mayweather's dip down, gets you a little bit more. That's why he does it that way instead of just slipping the punch, because then you're still in the line of the fire for the right hand. So he kind of has started dipping way down to avoid that. So there's more than one way you can pull on the right hand, is what I'm saying. Yes, I'm wearing sandals while boxing. Oh, sure, thanks. Could you open it for me? Which one you want? In either one. Don't knock over the camera. Oh. Just set it up. Thanks, Dad. Sure. They're kind of putting some variation on it, but the general idea, you don't want to just train it the same way every time. I don't drill that way. I always get a little bit into the flow state. I don't, I let myself get carried away a little bit. Maybe it's bad, maybe it's good, but it's just the way I do things. I always rein myself back in and go back to drilling. See, that one was a little bit short. Need to practice a lot more. Just try to keep a nice solid pop going. trying to do it like Floyd Mayweather does, where he keeps that nice rhythm going. Boxing is a lot about rhythm. So whenever you do it, you try to throw a nice little power shot, not too hard, but a nice little pop, and then get back to whatever your combination is smoothly as possible, you know, which I'm working on now. See, that transition was a little bit smooth. Just make a little flow in there, you know. Just go back to working the jab, you know. Maybe work a little bit all the same on the left side, you know. So you can change levels. You can change the direction of the punch. You know, that's one way to take an angle. People neglect level changing a lot. That's a big one. Like whenever you throw a low body jab, it gives someone a totally different area to think about. And then they can't even counter you with the right hand up top or anything. You're way down here. So you have a lot of options. You know? So another drill I like to do is stepping around, you know, with 3 jabs, and then, you know, throwing the right hand or something, and then angling off, sidestepping the other way, you know? See that? That really, you know, you're here, and then you're here, and then you're here, you know? It starts getting, you're fighting 2 people, you know? Just working in those side steps and the jab off to the side, you know? Just constantly working angles on people, you know? Your default shot, if you're a trained boxer, is a straight right hand, you know, that's your default power punch. So if you're sitting there always, you know, this is a slip obviously, but you can do the same thing by moving your whole body to the position next to your head. You know, I could just be here instead of slipping over here. So whenever somebody's trying to throw a straight right hand and you're here or here, it's not good for them. Now, they could have a super quick, super powerful right hand, and then you're just not able to do a foot movement as quickly as they can throw their hand, you know. Body movements are never going to be as fast as someone's hands. So it has to be something you predict they're going to do. You can't just see the punch coming and then do it. See what I'm saying? Like, it has to be a default that you have, moving side to side. It's not, you know, you don't see a punch coming and then go, you know, unless you're, I mean, I don't know. Who does that? Nobody does that. But if you're already going to be there and they were, you know, just aiming here, that's what happens. Little southpaw here. Just going to try to train this left hand. Once you start getting tired, you got to switch it up to something else, you know? Man, that really improves your power a lot. Just that tappy tap tap. It makes your efficiency go up, you know? Oh, your comments are just now showing up. Damn, I just got all of them. Sorry, man. How do I read these fuckers? There it goes. All right, yeah, thanks, man. Focusing on defense first. It's the most important thing, you know? You really, I mean, obviously you got to hit the guy, but it's the most important thing to not get hit. You know, Lomachenko does a great job. I know he got dropped in his last fight, but you know, who doesn't get dropped eventually, right? I'm sure John Jones has even been dropped, right? Now I'm just trying to flow a little bit, you know. I want to get a little bit of flow in. Make sure I'm using everything together for a few minutes before I go back to finding another drill that I like. Is it still coming out clear? Let me know if the stream's still good. Knocking all that water out of the bottom of the bag. That thing's supposed to be about 70 pounds, but it actually weighs, I put it on the scale, and it's like 120 because all the water, I just leave it out here sitting, no cover. So it's actually pretty good, you know, at the bottom, real stiff. I raised it up a little bit so I can hit the more meaty part. Since I ain't gonna be doing low kicks anymore for a while because my knee, I'm gonna give it a break. See that inside work? Whenever you're inside, a good thing to do is pivot off like this. You can't hear me right here. Okay, so you pivot off like this, and then you have this left hook right here. Bam! And it's coming down the center line right at their solar plexus. So imagine we're both lined up here. You know, we're both shoulder to shoulder or something. All I have to do, well, it's not, you know, you can pivot too. You can pivot over there. If I can pivot like this, bam! You know, get a good angle. Because the only thing I can hit you with here is like this right uppercut to the body or around. And if you're good, your elbow is protecting you over here just like mine is right here. So I just be hitting your elbow. Bam! You know, right in the elbow. So what you do is, bam! And then you got them. All about angles. Once you know how to throw the punches and do slips, and your reflexes are good, your eyesight's good, you know, your awareness is good, then the next level is angles and distance control, you know. See that? Get all the way around them. Ideally, you'd want to be about, 30% faster maybe, but that's why you drill, so that whenever you actually get adrenaline and everything and you're in a fight, you'll be 30% faster. Trust me. Just jump all around them, right? You can be a one-man jumping squad, you know? You can just surround them. Like they have to start pivoting and everything, they have to start backing up. And if they're backing up, then you have them. If they're not used to fighting off the back foot, then you immediately have an advantage anyway if they're a pressure fighter. So anything that you can do to force your opponent to do something they don't want to do, to fight the way they don't want to fight, is excellent, right? Yeah, cool, man. Wish it showed the time on my phone so that I could tell when these comments, how old they were. All I can see is how long I've been going. Go back to that pull counter. I know I suck at it, but I never really practiced that. That's what the whole point is. Alright, now the side steps. See what I'm doing? Just simple side step. Hold up, guys. There's somebody out in my front yard. I gotta go see who it is. Woo! That cool breeze. Y'all can't feel it, but at least I'm in the shade. really been trying to work on my inside fighting lately. I mean, for MMA, not that useful, but if somebody doesn't want to take you down, can be, you know, I mean, you can still catch them with it. Woo! Just gotta always stay changing up your defense and mixing in with your offense, you know? Like I said in the beginning, defense is the most important thing. I know people don't want to hear that. I didn't want to hear that. You know, that's bullshit, right? I just want to, do cool shit. But if you think about it, some of the coolest shit you've ever seen in a boxing match is whenever the guy, bam, and then hits him. You know, that was really shitty, but I'm squatting down. you know, so whenever they do defensive moves, it's what some of the most beautiful things. One of the things I really like about that, this bag wasn't exactly right in my way. So one of the things I like about that triple jab going out to the side is that, if you're fighting, here's your opponent, I'm your opponent, and you're doing the triple jab out this way. My power in my right hand is really only right here in front of me, Once I start trying to throw it over here, that's okay. This is a little bit worse. Out here is really, you've seen knockouts like that, but only because the person is running into the punch. The further you get out here, the further you try to catch them over here, you try to swing over there, that's no bueno. So that's why people go off to that side or to this side, because you really only have that set power right here in front of you. All your punches happen right here in front of you. So that's why people are always trying to get off to the sides of where your firing zone is, Artillery only aims at one spot. So that's why I like that triple jab out to the side. Then you can just hit them, your right hand will come right here, and I had to block it like a hook. I'd be blocking it like I'm blocking a hook because you're coming from way over there, and I have to pivot. So while you're triple jabbing, I have to pivot like this to maintain that firing dominance in that direction. You can also jab off the other way too. It's a lot more difficult because you're stepping off with that back foot, It's not as smooth. It takes a lot of repetition, you can't just do it right off usually, unless you're really talented. But I'll show you that. See, it's not nearly as smooth, but it accomplishes the goal of getting off the center line, getting over around their back. It's actually better that way because I'd be going around my opponent's back, and then they have to pivot like that. See? So anytime you go towards your opponent's back, it's a great thing. Like, obviously, if you could start out a fight with your opponent facing away from you, I mean, if you just had a magic power like that, that's what Lomachenko is trying to do. He's trying to get around to behind his opponent. And if he can't do that, then he gets to their flank, a 90-degree flank. So that's the most dominant position in fighting, is in striking, is a 90-degree flank for being completely behind your opponent. But that usually doesn't happen for long enough to get a punch, because it takes so long to get around them. Usually 90 degrees is perfect, because your defense is best. Humans have their eyes in the front, they have their mouth in the front, they have all their bones and their joints and everything all aim at the front. So whenever you start getting around to the side, you have very little defense. Humans' best defense is our eyes and our brain, knowing where the threat is and being able to problem solve against it, not our claws and our teeth and our armor. So that's how you exploit a human, is by deceiving them. You throw a few punches down the middle. See how I block your vision completely of me? You can't even see where I'm at right now. See? That's the same thing if I'm fighting you. Almost, So I block your vision, and then I'm over here. Bam! See? That's even me squatting, But if I was standing, it'd be even faster, I can just, bam! And then that punch is going right at your face, see? It's a technique anyone can use. Even a grandma could use that, and dodge a punch from the biggest person in the world and then just hit him right in the face. It's not that simple or easy, obviously, but if you master the technique, you've seen those Shaolin monk dudes that, they're not really fighting, but you can tell they can fuck some people up. That's that side step. That's the best one in my opinion, where you go, if you're fighting in a closed stance, where both people have a mirrored stance. That's what closed stance is. Open stance would be like southpaw versus orthodox. So if you're fighting closed stance, either orthodox versus orthodox or southpaw versus southpaw, the things you can do is just go off to that side, to this side, I mean, because that's their backside, over to this side, because here's my lead side, that would be your lead side over here. So I'd want to be going over here, behind your back. So just stepping off that way, without stepping backwards. There's a tendency to step backwards, because your feet are like, these are my feet right here. So you can only really go, it's easiest to move exactly in a straight line with your feet. So you have a tendency to either want to go forward diagonally or backwards diagonally. But you have to force yourself to go exactly sideways, or around your target, in a circle. So it's a little bit unnatural. You kind of feel unbalanced doing it first. You step off with this foot and then here. So it's something you really have to practice, so you can stay in range. Because if you go backwards and to the side, then you're not in range unless they chase you. See what I'm saying? See, even I have a tendency to back up on it, and you have to force yourself to just jump to the side. So you have that real power on that. You really catch them over the top of the shoulder with. a drink, guys. You ever had to do that? Oh, these gloves are super hard to get off and put back on. Yeah, especially put it back on. Almost threw a kick. That wouldn't be good. His knee would bust. That's one of the techniques I like to throw off that side, so it almost happened. You know what? That's enough over here. I'm gonna take y'all over to the slip bag. Woo! What y'all think? Am I going hard enough? Woo. This thing over here is one of my favorite ever. It keeps you honest, you know? It keeps you, unless you just stay way the fuck away from it where it can't hit you at all. You know, plus it's slow. It makes it, it's not the slowest thing in the world, but it's definitely slower than a real punch. It gives you some room to get it right. And then you're just building in the reflex for whenever you get adrenaline. It should be, you know, it should work just fine. Oh man, this thing is light. After hitting that bag for 45 minutes, oh man. I think it's leaking now. It's just a 2 liter full of water. And then I just tied it up to that, about an arm's length, you know, full arm's length. A little bit less because the bottle is, you know, about as long as a forearm. But it works pretty good for a target for a head, you know. You can rig it up in a lot of ways. You don't have to have a tree. You just have to have some sort of, like, post in the ground, really. I mean, then you just screw some board onto the post. It works great. You don't want to uppercut the bottom with bare fists, though, unless you train your bare fist a lot. It'll bite you. See how sometimes I'm pivoting, sometimes I'm blocking, sometimes I'm bobbing and weaving. There's a lot of different ways to defend a punch, and you should use at least two of them. You don't have to use them all the time, but at least keep your opponent guessing as to which direction you're going to exit on after you attack. Every attack consists of three parts: the entry, the attack, and the exit. Most people only see the attack. You know what I mean? Including me before. I used to only see the attack, and I used to practice the entries and exits a little bit, and mid combination is another one. But just assuming you're throwing, to keep it simple, one attack. So like a straight right hand or something. You'd want to kind of fake your way in or something, set them up with program them with the jab or with the 1-2 or something, then you would throw your right hand and then either pull back, slip back. So you throw your right hand and then slip back, or you can just throw your right hand and step back, or throw your right hand and roll out. There's a few other things you can do, like throw a left hook or whatever. The left hook kind of guards you a little bit from some shots if you throw it right with your shoulder up. So that can kind of be considered a defense if you're a good boxer. Like a good jab can be a defense too. You occupy all this space in between you and your opponent, and you're guarding yourself right here. Just occupying the center line is enough sometimes, especially depending on the body type matchup, the style matchup that you got. Like if it's a big, long guy and the person he's fighting doesn't necessarily have the best aggressive footwork, then just an outstretched arm can be enough to win him the fight. Bam! Just keep on walking him into that right hand. The tall guy does. You have to have Tyson-like head movement and footwork to combined. Where you can be moving off the center line and off of all the looping shots, the hooks and uppercuts and stuff, and you're moving forward with your feet at the same time. You have to be doing both and attacking with your hands, obviously. We're just talking about boxing here to keep it simple, because that's how I've learned now for the last year or so, probably, just to keep it simple, to learn all the basics like pivots and side steps and all that stuff. Oh, that didn't work. Oh, and my hair is mine. Woo! in my eyes. Trying to think if there's any other tricks. Just forward stepping, you know, getting that good aggressive footwork down, you know, trying to stay just outside of punching range. Like whenever you work at the bag a lot, you spend a lot of time within punching range. Let me show you. Okay, so okay, let me turn over here so y'all can hear me. Yeah, I know, right? 2 more hours. I'm gonna beat him. Probably not. I'd probably bust my knee doing that. Alright, so here's my punching range, right? Just before it, okay? If I was actually punching, it'd be just past the target right here, right? So here's my punching range. This is where I actually fight from, you know? Like as if you had outstretched fingers. You know? You always want to be stepping in to be attacking. So your opponent has to step in. If you're within punching range, you're not safe. Then you're just relying on pure, like, reflexive ability. Like, you're not able to make decisions or anything. I'm not saying you're thinking during a fight like that, but you're not able to really defend that effectively. You see what I'm saying? So you want to make sure that you're within stepping range, you know, not punching range. You're on the outside. A lot of times, I'm just saying for training. Obviously, whenever you're sparring, you're not going to be just right there where the guy can hit you. But a lot of times when you're training, and whenever I am, I get complacent where I'm just too close and not. It's okay to be close, but you just have to be aware, and you're fighting in a completely different way. Like you have to be constantly moving, or at least if you're not moving, you have to be watching really carefully. Your eyes have to be your best defense. So. I really like that pivot off. One of my favorite moves is to throw the jab, pivot, bam, just like I was saying about that body shot earlier. But you can throw it to the head too. It gets you out of the line. You can see it on this slip bag right here. That I throw a jab. See, my head was right here. Just turning moves your head. See, because it's in the middle of your body. Kind of. Some people pivot with their weight really forward on their feet, and then your head's still in the same spot. So it didn't help you. You're still going to get punched in the face. You have to pivot correctly. You have to pivot. Whenever you pivot, your head is over you have to center your weight over the post, okay? But then as soon as you land, you got to recenter your weight so you're out of the line of fire. Does that make sense? It can be fast enough. Like I said, if you're prepared to do it, if you're not waiting for the guy to do it, if you're prepared and you just do it, it can be fast enough. That's why I don't hit it too hard so it doesn't wrap up like that. And also so it doesn't bust. Getting them noodle arms now. have been a lot cooler if I tripped over something. Woo, that was close. Damn, every time I do that. See? Every time I do that jab pivot, or that left hook pivot, you know, it adds a lot of extra velocity to the left hook. So you're pivoting in the same direction. It's like getting that body twist, you know? Bam! 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 See? It's not, you know, you don't have your back foot planted, so it's not as traditionally powerful. Like, you don't get to rip into it the same way, but it gets you off the line of fire, and then you're also throwing a punch. It's called a check hook, really. But I like to break things down into the very basics. So it's a left hook with a pivot. So you can understand it better. You can keep it, and then that way you can make your own combinations. You can flow between it easier, I think. I gotta go get that Dr. Pepper, guys. Woo. What you doing, Angel? You just hanging out? Or you moving around a little bit? Your fat ass probably eating, huh? I'm just fucking with you. Your room or what? Cool. Badass, Josh. That's cool. See, this thing really helps with your defense. Woo! You just gotta let it attack you, you know? It's kind of, it's not like doing pad work. It's not quite like doing pad work with a partner, but for solo training, it's pretty damn good, you know? You have to kind of be thinking while you're doing it, because you could just hit it all day. It's not, the thing would never attack you or anything, and then you could just bob and weave every time like I used to. But now that I've gotten better at it, I started, you know, mixing in different defenses and everything just to give myself some more practice. Like, I really like blocking now, just the simple block to the hook. Yeah, I've thought about that before, but you know, they just break they break about every 2 months. This is the third one I made. So you get about 2 months out of them, and it's a lot of work to make it, kind of. But once you do, then you get a lot of work out of it. Yeah, that would be really cool. They would be bouncing all around together, though, right? Yeah, I put duct tape around it to make sure it's stronger. Yeah, that would be better. I have some, but I just didn't want to. I didn't know if it would actually help. I'll try it on the next one. That's a good idea. I'll use some of the real high-end stuff there. So that should help. I think it helps with the pressure a lot. But usually, I think where it starts leaking is at the bottom. That's why I try not to throw too many uppercuts on it unless it's already swinging up like this, and then you can hit the side of it. Because if you hit the bottom's so hard that it just cracks, kind of. But these 2 liters, they make good. Oh, okay. You talking about some real, like, like paper mache type shit. You talking about doing some chemistry? Damn, that'd be crazy. I don't actually have a hair dryer, as you can tell. Fuck. I don't know if that makes any sense. All right, I'm gonna try to do southpaw a little bit. You gotta excuse my form. You know, it's not kind of weird. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I know you were talking about like making the adhesive. That's what I was saying. Like chemistry, like making the adhesive change its chemistry somehow. I was trying to think of a fancier word. You know, you always feel dumb whenever you use the same word twice. That's badass. 18 miles. That's a good ride. That's about the farthest I ever walked before. I was working for this guy, landscaping. It was going up day labor, like I said. Yeah, maybe. It'd be worth a try. But that Gorilla Tape is expensive, man. You have to wrap it up and everything. Um, Probably be worth it, though. I'll think about it. The 18 miles, I walked from. I quit this job one day. 15 miles once in a day. I don't know how long I've. I don't actually jog anymore because it's bad for your joints, I think. Oh, badass, Angel. Does it work good? How fast do you get up on it? Like 45? That's got to be scary as fuck. I know I went down on a hill like at 45 miles an hour one time, and I was like, I didn't even want to touch the brakes because I didn't want to flip. Yeah, I know. That's really badass. Sprinting's probably bad on your joints too, buddy. Uh, Unless you're really efficient at it, you know. I sprint sometimes. I don't as much as I should. I should sprint a lot more. It's so good exercise, like excellent exercise. But you know, then you can't do anything else. Woo! No, I need to show you guys my way of running. I'm not saying it's the best way, but it's just what's worked for me. I know y'all probably run a lot more than me, but I've ran a lot. Um, it's kind of I don't know. It'd be kind of dumb. I might be able to show y'all just running across here, kind of, but it'd be so stupid, like just be running across the frame real fast. But yeah, that could be good. But then you're doing the two most. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay, I think it's the most efficient way to run, and it's not the most. It's not the easiest way to run. It's not. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about. But then you're just intervaling between what are theoretically, in my opinion, the two most damaging things to your joints, to your knees, the sprinting and jogging. You know, besides getting leg kicked or whatever. You know, this is just my opinion. You know, I just want to show you real fast. So you'd be just kind of the whole idea is that you're pulling back with your arms and just kind of trying to stay on your toes. You know, you'd be running faster than that. Like I can't really show you because I don't have enough room here, but you're trying to push off with your arms, like kind of like you're swimming or something or paddling. It looks kind of weird and feels kind of weird at first. Yeah, Angel, definitely. Swimming, I wish I could get swimming. That is the best cardio I've ever had. I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's you get to the other side of the pool and it's like you were just born again. You know what I'm saying? You just got born again, brother. It's swimming. I wish I had a pool so bad. I got the room for it. I got the yard for it, but I can't turn the camera and show y'all. I'd have to set it all up again. But I got like an acre here, but they had them on sale at Walmart for like $2.98 not a while back. But I got dogs, so they just fuck it up. They just tear it up. I have this one little shit dog, this mutt dog that it would just tear it up. So the kids would love it though. I can feel my sweat getting crispy, so I gotta go back to work for a minute here. I like to get a real uppercut bag, you know? You can't do uppercuts on this thing like you see me doing them sometimes, but it wears out your gloves because of those 5 points on the bottom thing. Okay. I couldn't read the beginning of your comment there. I don't know how to fucking go back. Plus I got mittens on, so if I miss it, I missed it. Shit. Really like that jab and then left hook after the pivot too, because if somebody's going around your backside here, so if you're like fighting Lomachenko or something and he's going around over here, say he's southpaw to me, open stance, so he throws a jab at me, I parry, and then he jumps around to my backside right here, okay? So what it trains you to do is to pivot and then throw a left hook catching him. See what I'm saying? Like, he's coming around, he might still be moving in that direction over that way, and you throw that left hook as soon as you plant here. See? You go, bam! As soon as your foot touches the ground, bam! So you throw the jab, and then maybe he throws a jab too, or he throws a right hand, and then, you know, sometimes he throws the right hand over the top of your jab, and then runs around the back side of you. I keep on having to squat down so you can see me. He runs around the back side of you whenever you throw a punch. Okay, so you get in the habit of throwing the jab, and then you can practice it two ways. Like I was saying, either attacking, where you go, and then you're looking forward still. See, I'm looking at the camera, bam! and then I'm throwing a hook at my opponent down the center line. And then there's the defensive one where you go, bam, bam, and I'm looking this way. I'm not looking at the camera anymore. I've turned because my opponent's over here. See? And then you have that angle for all these other shots. Bam! See? And then you pivot back out, or step out, pivot too. Got away from me there for a second. I love watching like pro fighters. They do the double in bag. Like you see, even the best, they still got to kind of play with it a little bit. You know, they can't just. Only a few of them can really flow on the double in bag really good. It's kind of, you know, it makes them seem human. It's good. It makes me feel like I don't shit on them for it. I'm not laughing, like making fun of them. I'm just getting enjoyment out of it because it makes me feel better about myself. That whenever I do make mistakes or whatever, like there, it got away from me and it was like, oh, bees, the bees. So you just gotta regain your composure real fast or keep it. Like that's the best thing. Keep your composure during the whole thing. Like I kind of half did. Like, so that's the best thing is that's what real pro does. Keep your composure. Trying to do a parry there. Looks kind of weird, like I'm trying to slap him, but. Pick that up later. Oh, that one kind of pushed him, didn't it? like that. Woo! Hiding? My dog's choking on something. Woo! This shit. Sandals is coming off. See, that's why I don't usually go this hard on it, because it just keeps on lacing up.
kind of switching stances and everything, you know, going back to my old ways there. Even whenever it's not a good idea, really, sometimes. Like you saw a few shaky switches there, right? I don't know if you noticed, but yep, trying to do that. That's one of my best, or one of my weakest points right now. Trying to remember to do that. I've been working so much on footwork that it's not, you know, I've been trying to do that as my head movement. You know, your head moves whenever you move your feet too, if you do it right. So, but you're right. You're absolutely 100% right. That's why I've been trying to. But I used to, you weren't here earlier. I used to only do head movement on this bag right here. Like, whenever a hook came from it, I would always bob and weave under it. So, way too long on that hook or that uppercut. I know, I know. First hit of the day. I don't know if y'all saw that, but the bottom of it just caught me right there in the eyebrow. So that was a good hit. I threw a hook. I was getting wild there for a second, and I threw a hook that was a little bit too long, and it bounced off the inside of the glove and came right at me. So, but I still moved with it a little bit, so it didn't just, you know, it could cut you. So it keeps you honest, like I was saying in the very beginning of the video. It's a good way to keep you honest. So, first hit, about 35 minutes in. Don't get wild is the lesson. Heidi? You must be hot, huh? You like that flow? Riding. Heidi, watch out. arm tired. Woo. How long have I been going? Oh man, I'm getting there, Josh. Woo. I was talking a little bit, but you'll have to forgive me a little. Man, sweat on my eyes. Shit. Gotta put them sandals back on. Bottom of my feet are getting worn apart. Ridiculous. Look how muddy they are. I got a callus probably like an eighth of an inch thick on my big toe on the right from pivoting for the right hand all the time. Barefoot, you know? What's up? Yeah, I try to bring it back as fast as I can, but you get lazy sometimes. Thanks for telling me that. I wasn't aware that I was leaving it out like that. I know I am probably right now, but if I'm doing it ever while I'm sharp, please tell me. I just started working on that. I know it sucks. Trying to combine the hands and the feet. Extract power from the feet, from the footwork. Your footwork does everything for you. It does power, mobility, it moves your head for you, it moves your whole body. It's the only way, you can't move your body. You get out of the way of a punch, but you can sidestep, left hook or something. It's not, you can't wait till the punch is coming and then do it. But if you know the guy throws a 1-2 left hook to the body, you can just wait till you catch that 2 and then jump to your left, away from the left hook. And then you're just cutting over his guard over here on his right side, because you're coming off over this way. I don't know if that makes any sense or not, but I saw Floyd Mayweather doing this, teaching this to some young buck, where he would just throw the jab, you know, inching forward, like with his weight kind of on his back foot, so that whenever he stops, it's instant. He just plants and he has that. If he needs to, he can come back. So I saw him doing that. Instead of trying to reach out like that and get him, you can just kind of slowly advance. You know? Yeah. What you gotta do is keep your mind on it, right? Like that's a lot of boxing, just keeping your mind on everything. Yeah, elbows in. It's a muscle yet to develop. I need to really work on that. Thank you, sir. Oh, reset here. That one's so tricky while you're tired. That's that one Connor knocked out Aldo with. Woo, that jump back right hook. He jumped back and then did a right hook. That was incredible. So I practiced that a little bit. It's kind of just a move you have to have or not. I'm gonna go get a drink real fast, guys. I'll be back though. I'm gonna hit this 2-hour mark at least. I've gone this long. Shout out to Joshua Stickle, the MMA Ultimate Fighting Warrior. Warrior. Sorry, I just swallowed a lemon or something, I guess. All right, I'll be right back, guys. Feels good. Feels good. Tell you what. Let's go back over to the bag. We did an hour over here. Let's go do an hour over the bag. Woo! Oh, we already did 40 minutes, so at the bag. Oh yeah, that's sun. I'm rotating it. I'm rotating. Don't worry. Have a cow. Oh, damn. I need to scoot this thing back a little bit. Excuse me, guys. Yeah, that's a little better. So my head's not cut off all the time. Tell me if y'all want me to move it back or anything, you know. I mean, I figure y'all can't hear me if I move it back too far. Damn, these things are hard to get on here. That's that Errol Spence Jr. special. little break time. Some more of this ice cold Sprite. Woo! Chocolate milk and Sprite. That's how I get my six pack. Seriously, that's why I'm drinking and eating right now during this 2-hour run. Whew. And it is a run. Oh. Damn sandals coming. Did I mention I was doing all this in sandals? Damn sandals been coming off this whole time. Still looking clean. Except for that. Damn sandals. Oh. Just do whatever you can do, right? Your form start tapping the bag, right? Get your form back, get that pop back. You gotta restore order. Man. Just kidding. My damn knee. I can still do this one. I know. Woo! Thanks, guys. Oh, walk. 2 hours, buddy. Woo. Yeah, yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Just revert back after this long though, man. That's my excuse. Oh man, I'm so tired now. Holy fuck. Josh, you a beast. 2 hours is a long fucking time. Usually I take breaks, you know. This is a long fucking time. Whew. And I'm in the shade too. You was out there, like I said, working out there in the yard like you was picking cotton. That was hardcore. Oh, I think I'm about to wrap it up, guys. My damn wrists are hurting now. I can feel them right on the outside, right on the top of the wrist. This is why you wear wraps for this long. Feel it right across here. Even though I'm hitting perfectly, eventually it just, like that's what you get from hitting the bag without gloves. You get always it's just perfectly lined up. I see a lot of people training like this. Like that seems crazy to me. This, I guess it's so that maybe it's so that it'll keep the pressure off that backbone. Maybe it would, but it seems like it would bend my wrist. So I never do that. I just ignore people who say that. I don't like that either. Also, I don't clench my fist whenever I throw. This whole time, every single of the 2,000 punches or whatever I've thrown, whatever it is, none of them have been like this. They all are just Bruce Lee style, wrapped like this. Just because whenever I do this, it seems like your knuckles get pressed in right here. I can feel them right now just from even doing this. I can feel this knuckle right here and right here, just on the end. But whenever I go like this and just lay the fingers flat, sometimes my thumb is sticking out. Yeah, I know. That's why I mentioned it was an excuse, because I always recognize whenever I'm making an excuse. I like to cut them out. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I always tell people. That's what I was telling Angel the other day, is that there are no excuses, because the other guy's gonna have excuses too. He's training if he's training just as hard. It's too much work, and I didn't know. I didn't really plan on going this long, honestly. I don't even know how to wrap hands. I did it a few times. I watched some videos and did it a few times, and then, if you don't keep doing something, you just forget how to do it. So if I wrapped hands every time I trained, I usually don't train this long. I only train about 20, 30 minutes sometimes. So usually nope, what, Angel? Uh, Usually I just come out here all the time. If I had to put on hand wraps every time, it's one more hour. Oh, I have to keep going another hour? Why? How much you gonna pay me? Huh? You gonna donate? Come on, rich boy. So yeah, what was I saying? Um, oh yeah, hand wraps. They're just too much. It takes longer. Sometimes I can come out here and get a workout in the same time that it takes to wrap my hands. And I usually don't feel this pain. Like, it's not even that bad. It's just whenever I'm hitting the bottom of the bag, the really hard part. Woo! Oh, I'm surprised my knee isn't fucking killing me worse. Oh, man. Alright, I'm gonna go get some more water and then maybe do another 15 minutes. Alright, guys? Or some more Sprite. Be right back. Woo! What was happening? Sent me a message or something. that move I was showing you, Angel? That Eastern European boxing technique. I forgot to send you the video, damn. But I will after this. It's I don't know what the best angle would be for it, but so you're here, orthodox, and then you switch your feet so that now I'm facing southpaw this way. I was facing orthodox this way, and now I have this hook right here. Bam! Power right hook. That's sort of like a lead hook now. See what I'm saying? See, I do it all the time. I didn't even notice that I do it though. Now I just noticed that that's what I'm doing. See? Now my feet are way out here. You can't see on the camera, damn. I need a super wide lens or something. What y'all doing right now? Y'all working with me? Well, I'm dirty as a motherfucker. Alright, cool. I'll cut mine out in about 5 too. I don't know how long ago you sent that message, right? And I'll join your stream. Yeah, guys. I'm gonna call it. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you. Gave me motivation. Keep going. Oh, man. Probably won't be doing another one this long again, though. Man, this is just... Unless you're doing steroids, probably ain't good for you. You know what I mean? Thanks, guys. Let's see if I can actually end the damn stream this time.